How do I feel about the whole experience? It's so hard to put into words. The impact is just way beyond anything I could have imagined. I signed up for this as part of my own personal healing journey, and so my intention was to do a lot of introspection and self-work, and so I was expecting that, but the level that this training takes us to just continues to blow my mind. Even today, sitting here at graduation day, there's still so much reflection that's happening, and it's really just the beginning of a journey. So it's really beyond words. The impact and this whole entire experience is just beyond words.
It's not something just to add to your resume. It's like a soul learning experience. You grow so much emotionally, and it's not just you learn all the physical postures and then you're oh, I can explain every single posture. It's more learning to embody your inner teacher, and to share your gifts with the world, to learn confidence, to be able to hold space for people in a way that's, I think, uncommon in the world, and not being afraid to develop deep connections with people. And I think that's something that we're really missing in society, and I think that this course really helps you to sort of go there.
The experience of the teacher training goes so well. I was a little bit concerned by the fact that I am a French speaker and all the training will be in English with some technical words. But the manual and the help, the support of all the team asked me just to go over my limitation. So I enjoyed the training.
My experience with the yoga training has been just absolutely incredible. I've never thought that this would turn out the way it would. At the beginning of this course, they said you're either going to want to teach yoga, or it's just gonna be a life-changing experience for you. And it's been both, and it's been so much more than that.
It's insane the amount of growth that I've experienced, and the amount of growth in my practice, as well as my personal life and my ability to connect with other people and share who I am with other people.
The best thing about doing the training over this pandemic was really, just to reiterate, learning about resiliency and being flexible and open-minded, because we have these predetermined ideas in our head and how things are going to go. And so just in life, we have so many things that just don't happen the way we want, and uproot us and just challenge us. So this was really an experience to just being able to learn how to go with the flow more, to be open, and to be flexible.
The pandemic's impact on this training has honestly been a blessing in disguise. So many times we've reflected as the months have gone on as a group, just saying, wow, how would we have done this in 2.5 months? Because there's a lot. You have to invest a lot of time into it, time and energy. And it's just been beautiful to drag it out. And I think the connections that we formed as a group, and then smaller groups within a bigger group, have, I'm assuming, been more intense than you would get if you were only with people for 2.5 months. So I mean, the pandemic is awful, and I'm not trying to downplay, the impact that the pandemic itself is having on people. But in terms of the impact on this training, I am grateful that it has prolonged our time together and really given us more space to explore concepts in more detail and more depth. And it's just given us time for a deeper exploration, both internally and with each other. So definitely a blessing in disguise.
Yeah, an environment where you're really growing and putting yourself in an uncomfortable position and being vulnerable and stuff. Just having teachers who really, you can feel their care for you, each individual person. It actually makes me really emotional. So yeah, I just love that.
Yeah, I was told before doing this this course that I was going to get way more than just the average yoga teaching experience, and it has definitely not let that down. I felt like I've been carried through this with support and honesty and trust, and I'm so grateful to have had the teachers that I've had in this experience.
Having multiple instructors has been huge in benefiting and creating this like undescribable learning environment. When we've had opportunities to practice teach, and the unpacking that we do after each one, like really intentionally and thoroughly going through what the experience was like for the teacher, but also for the students, and getting this beautiful praise from your colleagues and the instructors. It's been such an uplifting an eye-opening experience, and it's really forced me to step out of my comfort zone, because a lot of us, it can be hard to accept praise, and you're getting a lot of that through the training in the most constructive and beautiful way, and I had to work to break down some walls to be able to fully receive that, and that's so important, because if you're not fully receiving it, like, there's just so many benefits that you'd be missing out on.
I love watching a new group of students come in to the training and just start that process of learning and self-study, and then the mentoring, the self-mentoring and the peer mentoring that happens between the group members, and the way that everyone is reflected back their most radiant and beautiful qualities is just such a supportive learning environment. And it's really beautiful to watch the whole thing unfold, and I love just the pure joy that comes from the process, and it's beautiful. I don't know how to describe it other than it's just a beautiful process to watch, and it's one of my favorite things about leading this training, is just watching each unique person finding their voice and finding that confidence through the support of their Sangha and their mentoring process. Yeah. One thing that I love hearing about from our trainees is not just how the process of moving through the teacher training has changed their own life and their own personal life, but also their relationships and the way that they show up for their families and their children, and in all of their relationships, in their work environment. It really is a ripple effect that each person that moves through the training gains just such an incredible amount of these skills that come down through the centuries, through the yoga tradition. And then that ripple effect moves outward into their communities and into their families, and it's such a blessing to each, child whose mother has gone through the training or whose father has gone through the training, to each person who has a coworker that has moved through the training, or each teacher that is in a school environment working with children every single day and integrating these teachings into their classrooms and helping their students and helping the children learn to self-regulate, and all of the different tools that are being passed on. It's just incredible to watch that ripple effect moving outward.
Now is a really amazing time to do yoga teacher training. It's a really incredible time because we have the opportunity to really harness within ourselves the skills that we need to move through our lives and move through the world, which is with as much centeredness and grounding, resilience, adaptability, and to really source our own inner connection with our true nature. And the practice of yoga offers so many skills, so many inner resources that not only help yourself, but also equip you to then hold space for others at a time when we need that connection and we need to be there for each other. So if you feel an inner calling to guide yoga or to even move more deeply into the inquiry of yoga in your own self and in your own life, now is a powerful time to commit to this journey that unfolds from your own experience. And I wanted to speak just a little bit about what are the logistical aspects of doing a yoga teacher training during a global pandemic. So this year, as we are again facing uncertainty in terms of the potentials of lockdowns or just the shifting of public health regulations and guides, we are going to follow a similar approach that we did in 2020. So in 2020, we had this incredible group of people, the most wonderful group of shining stars who moved through the training. And we adapted. We began in person, and then we shifted to a few weekends online, and then we shifted to outdoor in the summertime, which was beautiful, being by the shores of Pigeon Lake and moving with the elements of nature in a way that really offered some really powerful gifts. And then we really saw the training through right to the end, and the students emerged as incredible inner resourced teachers who had so much to offer and so many gifts to shine into the world. So this year we have a similar approach. We're planning for an in-person training, and if there are reasons why that's not possible, which would be the sort of extreme case of a provincial lockdown, which may not be the case at this point in time. However, we have to be open to all possibilities. So in the event that happens, we'll be shifting online for a period of the training, and then the potential of the possibility of rescheduling certain weekends that just work better in person. So it won't be an entirely online training if there is a need to move online with provincial regulations. So our intention is a fully in-person training, following whatever COVID protocols are needed. So that might include physical distancing, being in a large enough space to physically distance with our numbers, other COVID precautions, such as staying home if you're not well, maybe a live stream into the session if you are at home unwell, and of course, all the other COVID protective measures that we're all so used to integrating into our day-to-day lives. And we'll be doing that according to what's needed at the time of the training. So it's difficult to predict exactly what that's going to be now, but we know that we have the power and the potential to move through whatever challenges we are facing. And we know this because we had a successful experience in 2020. We moved a beautiful group through a training, and we were able to complete the training in person, and we did a lot of beautiful sessions outdoors. And those outdoor sessions had incredible gifts of being with nature more deeply than we ever had been before. And that was quite a profound experience.
Somebody recommended this yoga teacher training to me, and I love her for it. And I would definitely recommend this course for people to invest in themselves, to grow, and to develop lasting, meaningful connections with others.
My suggestion to anyone thinking of taking this course would just be do it. Feel it in your gut. You are obviously looking at this, seeing it for some sort of reason, and I think everything happens for a reason. I have picked, this came into my life at the time it did for a reason. We are all on our own journey, but you are looking into it for a reason. This has changed me in such an incredible way. I just feel so much more true to myself and to my life. I feel like I'm present in my life.
Yeah, this course has just like literally, it's not just been about yoga for me. It's been about like personal development, connection, unity, like all encompassing. And I just like couldn't have asked for a better experience, like regardless of all the pandemic stuff going on. I don't want it to be over.